The best hackers barely touch their target at first. They just listen, because a server won't stop talking. It names its software, leaks its version, admits what it forgot to protect, and every answer becomes the plan to break in. That confession isn't hypothetical. We're about to pull it out of a real server, line by line, with nothing but a single command. Everything here runs against VulnMart, a target I own, because probing any system without written permission is illegal. So keep all of this inside your own lab. By the end of this, that one command turns the server's own answers into a complete attack map. Everything a hacker would need before making a single move, pulled out in one pass. Stay with me, and we'll read every line of it together. First thing we always do is update the system. Run sudo apt update to refresh our package lists, then sudo apt upgrade -y to install anything pending. Mine's already up to date, so this finishes right away. Now let me set up what we're actually doing here. In the last video we did reconnaissance, gathering intel on our target from public sources without ever touching its server. Today we move to phase 2, scanning. And there's one critical difference. We're now sending requests straight at the server, and it can see us in its logs. That's exactly why written permission matters before you scan anything real. So what does a scanner actually do? It fires thousands of automated test requests at the target and checks each response against a database of known weaknesses, misconfigurations, and outdated versions. In minutes, it flags things that would take a manual tester hours. It doesn't break in. It hands you a checklist, and we test every item on that checklist by hand in the videos ahead. The tool we're using is Nikto, a web server scanner that comes pre-installed on Kali Linux. Free, open source, and trusted by professionals worldwide. Now move into the lab folder with cd VulnMart. First, make sure the Docker service is running with sudo systemctl start docker. Then bring up our target with sudo docker compose up-d. VulnMart spins up 2 containers, one for the web application and one for the database, both healthy and running. Our target is live at localhost on port 8080. Let's confirm the tool is ready. Run Nikto-version. Version 2.6.0, pre-installed, nothing to set up. Take a quick look at what it offers with Nikto-help. It's a long list, but today we only care about 3 flags. The -h flag sets the target host, -o saves our results to a file, and -format sets the file type. Everything else we'll explore in later videos. Now the main event. We stay right here in the lab folder so the report saves alongside everything else. Type Nikto-h, followed by our VulnMart target. Then add -format txt to specify the file type, and -o followed by a file name for the report. Run the command, and watch what comes back. First, the server header. Apache 2.4.65. The web server is announcing its exact name and version in every single response it sends. Every visitor, every browser, every script gets this for free. Next, PHP 8.1.34 in the X powered by header. Now we know the application language and its exact version too. 2 pieces of intelligence from a single request. And here's why that matters. That Apache version is flagged as outdated, with known vulnerabilities and public exploits available right now. An attacker drops the version number into an exploit database and finds working attack code in seconds. Same story for PHP. Both outdated, both carrying known CVEs. Now look at this one. The PHP session ID cookie was set without the HttpOnly flag. That cookie is the key that keeps you logged in after you sign in, and without that flag, JavaScript running in the browser can read it directly. Remember this finding. We come back to it in the cross-site scripting video and steal this exact cookie. Then a batch of missing security headers, 5 of them, and each one matters. Referrer policy is missing, so the browser leaks the full URL of the previous page on every request, exposing internal paths and sensitive parameters. Content type options is missing, so the browser can be tricked into misreading file types and running content it shouldn't. Strict transport security is missing, so secure connections aren't enforced, and traffic can be quietly downgraded to plain, readable HTTP. Permissions policy is missing, so browser features like camera, microphone, and location sit completely uncontrolled. And content security policy is missing, which means no browser-level protection against cross-site scripting at all. We put this exact gap to work in a later video. Then two more. Config.php is accessible, a configuration file sitting publicly reachable. In a real application, that file holds database credentials, and we'll check it in the browser in a moment. And login.php was discovered automatically. The admin login page, found for us, no guessing required. And it's done. 340 seconds, under 6 minutes, 13 findings across version disclosure, outdated software, missing headers, and exposed files. All of it from one command, before touching a single input field. The report saved itself while the scan ran, right here in the lab folder. Open it with cat. Every finding documented. In a real engagement, this becomes your testing checklist, and every line here gets investigated by hand in the videos ahead. Now let's verify manually what Nikto flagged. Run curl-i against our target for the raw HTTP response headers, straight from the server. There's Apache in the server header, exactly the version Nikto reported. PHP confirmed in X powered by, and the set cookie line with PHP sys ID. Look carefully at the end of it. Just path /. No HTTP only, no secure, no same site. The session cookie is exposed exactly as Nikto reported. And look at what isn't here. No content security policy, no content type options, no strict transport security. 5 missing headers, confirmed absent in the raw response. Now the files. Nikto said config.php exists and might hold database credentials. Browse to it directly. A blank page, but it responds with a 200 status. The file exists, it's reachable, and in a production application, this alone is a critical finding. And login.php, the admin login page the scanner found for us. No IP restriction, no rate limiting, no CAPTCHA. Reachable by anyone. This is the very first page we attack by hand in the authentication testing video. One thing you have to understand about what just happened. Nikto scanned the surface of VulnMart without ever logging in. Every feature behind that login page, every authenticated form, every parameter that needs a session, Nikto never touched any of it. That's exactly why manual testing exists. The next videos go where automated scanners can't reach. So how do you close everything Nikto found today? It comes down to a handful of fixes, and none of them are complicated. Start by hiding your versions. Strip the Apache version from the server header with one line in your web server config, and it vanishes from every response. Do the same for PHP by removing X powered by, so the language stops announcing itself. Then add the 5 missing headers: content security policy, strict transport security, content type options, referrer policy, and permissions policy. Each one shuts down a specific class of attack, and they all live in that same web server config. Next, get config.php out of the web root. A configuration file should never sit somewhere a browser can reach it, so move it above the document root or block it at the server. Lock down the admin panel the same way, behind an IP restriction or a VPN, so it's never just publicly sitting there. And finally, fix that cookie. Add the HTTP only and secure flags to your session settings, and it becomes invisible to JavaScript and travels only over encrypted connections. Here's the thing. A scanner like Nikto costs nothing and runs in minutes. Every finding it produces is a door you left open, and each of these fixes quietly closes one. And that's the real power of this scan. In one pass, it read everything the server volunteers to every visitor and turned it into a checklist. That checklist is our map for the videos ahead, and starting next time, we stop reading the map and start walking it, one vulnerability at a time. Drop a comment and tell me which finding surprised you most. And in the next video, we go looking for everything this scan couldn't see, the hidden directories and files a server never advertises, but still leaves reachable. Until then, this is Tech Sky, your ultimate battleground of cybersecurity and ethical hacking. Stay curious, stay ethical, and keep learning.